Hi, Janelle here. So before I get started with the video, just want to give a little disclaimer. I am sharing on the virtues and benefits and uses of a plant today, and that plant is alfalfa. And this information is for educational purposes only. So please be kind. Use this information that way. If you need to see a physician, go and see your physician. I am a holistic practitioner and here to share my breadth of knowledge and wisdom of the plant world. I'm also a master herbalist, but when you have questions regarding your personal health, go to your physician. Hi, Janelle here with Sheep Hill Herbs. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to another video. Happy to have you here today. Let's take a deep breath together. And let it out. Good. So today I'm going to talk alfalfa and Materia Medica. Let me just grab my book back here. So Materia Medica is something that I learned in my early studies as an herbalist, and it's basically putting together your own little notebook, mini encyclopedia of herbs that you research, use, incorporate, and it's a study guide, it's a referral guide, and it's important for someone who is learning about herbs. So I'm going to show you an example of one of mine. And but before I do that, could you please like, subscribe, hit the bell button, comment, check out my description down below and my link tree, which links to everything that is me. And in there you will find, in that link, you will find my Etsy shop, my Advanced Home Herbalist course tab. You will find a link for Mountain Rose Herb, which is my favorite place to buy bulk herbs. I have a bag right here. I need to make a whole video on just Mountain Rose Herb, but quality is so key. I have so many people contacting me for help with herbs, and they're taking maybe the right herb or an herb I would suggest. Let's say it's turmeric root, but they're getting it from a poorly sourced location, place, company, just because it's cheaper. And it might be the herb for the job, but it's not doing what it's supposed to because it's not good quality. So that's something you learn as an herbalist, something I teach with my course. It's not only which herb, but what herbs where, quality-wise, which ones you're supposed to use. So today I'm going to talk about alfalfa. And for my Materia Medica, I like to use an art journal, something like this, with blank pages. I like to use watercolor thick pages, meaning I could use watercolors on the page. It won't, wave because of the water. It's mixed media kind of weight, 98 pounds. And then for me, some people just use like a lined notebook, but I like to do something artistic and add pictures and everything into my journal to make it, I guess, more fun. So I was beginning a page on alfalfa. These were just short notes. And then for the purpose of this video, I decided to make a more in-depth page. I have a great color photograph of alfalfa here. This is a botanical drawing. I have the seed, the flowers, the leaves. I think it's really important to have a good photograph of the plant in your Materia Medica. Some people don't put any pictures at all, but I'm very visual, so I say put a picture. And then I write my notes about the plant. And there is like a standard of what you're supposed to put. You should have the Latin name, so it's Medicago sativa. It's important to learn those Latin names. I know when I first started having to study them, I didn't want to do that. I'm like, I can't memorize this, but it is important the more you study herbs to know those names, because common names can be common. They can be similar between plants, and to know specifically which plant you're talking about, you use the Latin. You refer to the Latin. So most Materia Medica go into like plant growth location and soil and conditions and everything like that. Or slightly boring information, but so I'm going to share some of my favorite bits about alfalfa. So alfalfa, or Lucerne, that's a common name in Europe. That's the name used in Europe. Here I would say alfalfa is the common name, and we think of it as a food crop. Alfalfa hay. I live out in the country, and the farmers grow big, long, giant fields of alfalfa to turn into hay for their animals in the winter. So we think of it as like a food crop for animals. However, for centuries, alfalfa has been eaten raw and cooked, the leaves and the flowers. And alfalfa really does have a grass-like taste. Now with some salad dressing, you definitely can dress it up, and it is decent in a salad. Now we typically don't just eat the leaves in a salad. We are eating sprouts. Here in the USA, alfalfa sprouts are pretty common and popular at grocery stores, and of course at health food stores. And I know some people, some of my own children, who really like the taste of alfalfa sprouts. But why eat them? Why is this an animal fodder, an animal crop? Well, they are very rich in vitamins, protein. The roots of alfalfa go deep into the earth and really pull out the nutrients from the soil. And that only happens if you have good soil, though. So this isn't just like an automatic. You have to have good soil. So the alfalfa plant is rich in protein, calcium, A vitamins, the B group vitamins, C, D, E, and K. And so like we're talking about this plant as a nutritive food, but it's less known as a medicinal plant, more of a nutritive plant. But medicinally, it has been an aid for the circulatory system, urinary systems, has been used to reduce water retention, lower cholesterol and glucose levels in the bloodstream, and may help balance hormones. Okay. Alfalfa has been used in herbal medicine for at least 1,500 years. In traditional Chinese medicine, physicians used young alfalfa leaves for disorders of the digestive tract and kidneys. Native Americans used heated alfalfa leaves as a poultice for earaches. And I'm not sure how they heated them. I'm thinking if it were me, I would put them in hot water and get them slightly, I don't want to say macerated, but just softened, and then remove them from the hot water and then place on the ear, maybe wrapping in like a light cloth or something, including a little bit of the tea. It's more like a fomentation, I guess, if you do it that way. But alfalfa leaves are not big. I would typically use a bigger leaf for something like a poultice. All right, so I wanted to share some, and from there the herb and its use spread to China, possibly as long as 2,000 years ago. Alfalfa reached Greece in the 5th century BC and moved from there into Spain and other parts of Europe and North Africa. Widespread cultivation of alfalfa in Europe began in the 17th century and was an important advance in European agriculture. European settlers brought the plant to America, but it was not widely cultivated until the 1850s. It was introduced to California alfalfa cultivation and then spread northward and eastward into other western states. Today, the two most important leguminous forage crops in the U.S. are alfalfa and red clover, Trifolium pratense. So both crops provide animal fodder, food for animals. And then my own experience with alfalfa, which is something I tell my herbal students to do, record that in their Materia Medica, their own experience. So for me, I don't make tinctures out of alfalfa. I always use the powder or the leaf. So maybe in tea, I'll buy cut alfalfa. Mountain Rose Herb has nice alfalfa, including the flowers. So you'll have like little purple flowers, and that's Mountain Rose Herb. That link is down below in my link tree. If you want to order your own alfalfa, get a good size bag. This is one of the herbs I would say get a good amount, because you can mix it with herbs like red raspberry leaf or peppermint and spearmint, make a really good tea, high in minerals. But then the other way I've taken alfalfa is in tablets, like kind of like spirulina tablets for nutritive purposes, or in capsules. And sometimes I buy the powder and I will encapsulate it myself. I have mixed it in like a green powder mix that I have made. It does tend to overpower taste-wise, so I like to encapsulate or take in a tablet that I can just, swallow. But nutritive food, energy building food, bone building food, this is an herb when you want to give your body some more strength to include into your diet that way. If you have specific questions about your own health or how to use an herb, send me a message at sheephillherbs.com on my contact page. I do personal one-on-one consultations. I do not give out personal advice here on the channel in the questions below, but through a consultation as a holistic practitioner. So that's alfalfa, one page in my Materia Medica, and I am going to come back again soon with some more good videos on herbs. I'd like to get back into Discover the Essence book. Probably next video I'll do that. All right, I'm gonna go. Sometimes I go down the rabbit trail.